I think the thing that I noticed the most in Ohio State's game against Northwestern and then against Maryland was they didn't seem unbelievable in the trenches. It seemed like scheme-wise, they're still very, very good. We know that Ryan Day and Brian Hartline are incredible at the passing game and play calling and that type of stuff. But I was surprised at the lack of dominance in the trenches on both sides of the ball. They got pushed around just to put it what it was. And I wonder how you guys see this game going, because that's obviously Michigan's strength is in, on the offensive and defensive line. Offensive line definitely more so. But, that's where I see Steve, to your point, like Michigan will have to win that trench battle by a wide margin, I think, if they want to be super successful in this game. And so, are you guys concerned about that, where, Michigan could possibly have a 9-minute drive and they don't have to be, have firepower? They can just, kind of dominate those trenches and run the ball, whether it be with Blake Corum or with CJ Stokes?
Yeah, you make a real good point there. I think we won't know until we get into this game. Ohio State needs to have a fast start. They need to go out and score a touchdown first time they have the ball to establish their dominance, and they need to force a punt. I think that would be the great way to see this game begin, regardless of who has the ball first on the coin toss or whatever. Ohio State needs a fast start. And to kind of take that glimmer out of hope away from Michigan to say it's going to be a 60-minute game. Ohio State, the earlier they can get it to a double-digit lead, obviously, the better it's going to be for them. If they can ever get it to a double-digit lead, we'll see. I think the line at one point was like 11 and maybe down around 7.5. I haven't looked at it lately, but Mark is our point spread expert here. If you can access what the line in the over-under is right now, that would be kind of telling, I think, because they're rarely far off on these things. But to your point, I think Ohio State, with its interior defensive line, with Ty Hamilton coming on, Teron Vincent has been pretty good at defensive tackle. And then you flip it down to their backups. Tyleik Williams is pretty solid. Michael Hall Jr., when he was healthy early in the season, was playing at an all Big Ten level, but he's kind of leveled off because he's been hurt. Jerron Cage has made a few plays this year as well. And the outside guys, Harrison, Tuimoloau, and Jack Sawyer have taken turns in recent weeks making game-changing plays. I mean, the game Tuimoloau had against Penn State goes down as one of the all-times for any defensive player in Ohio State history, with 2 sacks, a fumble forced, 2 interceptions, including a pick 6. I mean, I don't know how you wreck an offense any better than that. And so now they're going against the best offensive line that they've probably faced all season. And are those plays still going to be there? Are they going to make an impact? Are they going to get off blocks, shoot gaps, hit the running back, whoever it is, at the line of scrimmage or a yard behind the line of scrimmage, and minimize his gain? Is it going to be 2nd and 8 or is it going to be 2nd and 4? So that to me is pivotal in this game. I agree 100%. And until they get into it, we could surmise based on the 11 games both teams have played, but you just don't know.
Yeah, I will say that Northwestern game, they ended up running for 2.5 yards per carry more than Northwestern did, a yard per carry more than Maryland did. So it's like it's a little like Michigan, where as you're watching it, it's not necessarily the most impressive thing, but after the fact, you're like,
it gets done.
Yeah, how did Michigan win by 28? And it's like, well, right. It's the course of, it's a 4-quarter thing, and although sometimes it's just the 3rd and 4th quarter thing for Michigan, the way they just blow people out at the end there.
Well, and I think that too is I'm sorry, Mark, we just keep talking. I apologize. It's almost like this is like a really important game or something like that.
Kind of.
But yeah, and that's something like Ohio State is notorious for a huge 3rd quarter, right? That's like, you stick with them for the first half. They come out and score 21 in the first 3 minutes or something like that. Michigan has been able to do that on the offensive side of the ball this year, and they've stopped other teams on the defense. that's what I'm looking at as well. So I think two big things for me is the first two drives, as Steve said. Do you get a stop or score? Whatever, whoever it is with the ball and on defense, I don't know. But how does that first crack, that first everything go? How does the game flow go there? And then when you come out of halftime, what happens there? I'd be shocked a little bit if this is more than a one-score game at halftime, right? And it's still going to be, up in the air. And then usually it decides itself in the third and fourth quarter. So I'll be shocked, or I won't be shocked. I'll be looking for those two, the first quarter and the third quarter, to see what happens there. But yeah, I'll be in Columbus. And so if you guys, we talked about this on what was it, Wednesday or Tuesday? I can't remember. Today is Wednesday, Monday probably. But if you guys can be nice to me, that'd be really helpful, so I can get out of there alive.